Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are on the ground in Italy for a special report on the 2026 Winter Olympic Games. And let me tell you, these games are shaping up to be truly one of a kind.
Okay, so here's what we've got on tap. We're going to explore the unique city and mountain venues, check out the athletes to watch, both legends and newcomers, and we'll even dive into a brand new sport making its debut. Then we'll get into what makes these games so different, maybe even a blueprint for the future. And of course, we'll tell you how you can catch all the action.
All right, first up, for the first time in history, the Winter Olympics are being co-hosted. This isn't just a small detail, it's a huge deal. It's creating this amazing blend of urban energy and alpine tradition.
And this is really the core story of these games, right? You've got the fashion capital of Milan on one hand, and the stunning, pristine Dolomites on the other. And it's all coming together under a single theme, Armonia, which, you guessed it, means harmony. It's about bridging that gap.
Okay, so here in Milan, the buzz is all about the legendary San Siro Stadium. But, it's actually a pretty bittersweet moment for a lot of people here.
And this picture just perfectly illustrates that blend of legacy and progress. The opening ceremony, it's going to be San Siro's grand farewell. This century-old stadium, known as the La Scala of football, is having one last act on the world stage before it's scheduled for demolition. What a way to go out.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the ceremony itself. It's revolutionary. For the very first time, it's not just happening in one place. It's going to be shared across 4 locations: Milan, Cortina, Predazzo, and Livigno. Imagine that, a truly unified celebration.
But then you head up into the mountains, high in the Dolomites, and the story is totally different. Up in Cortina, a piece of Olympic history is literally being reborn. The old Cortina Olympic Stadium from the 1956 Games is being carefully renovated to host the curling events. It's all about honoring that legacy.
Okay, let's talk about the heart of the games, the athletes. We're talking about nearly 2,900 athletes from over 90 countries. The human drama here is going to be absolutely unforgettable.
So who are the names you really need to know? Well, from seasoned veterans to rising stars, there are several athletes on the verge of making some serious history.
This table really gives us a great snapshot of the high stakes. You've got legends like Johannes Klaebo and Mikaela Shiffrin looking to cement their place in the history books. Then there's Sidney Crosby chasing a 3rd gold in hockey and a hot new rivalry in speed skating between Jenning Deboo and the American star Jordan Stolz. So much to watch.
Let's zoom in on Johannes Klaebo for a second. For him, this is a quest to become the most decorated male cross-country skier of all time. And get this, he has a shot at becoming the first Winter Olympian ever to win 6 medals at a single Games. That's just mind-blowing. And then you have Ester Ledecká from Czechia. She's attempting the impossible again, winning gold in 2 completely different sports, skiing and snowboarding. And despite a crazy scheduling conflict, this dual sport phenom is planning to compete in both disciplines. It's just incredible. All right, on to the sports themselves. The Games are going to feature 16 Olympic disciplines. But the big story, the one everyone's talking about, is the debut of a brand new, and I mean grueling, sport. And that sport is ski mountaineering. You might hear it called skimo for short. Now, it first appeared way back in 1924 as a military patrol event, but now it's making its official Olympic debut. And trust me, it's a brutal test of endurance where athletes race up and down mountains on skis. But here's the thing. Can a new sport really capture the world's attention? I mean, its inclusion is definitely part of the IOC's plan to rejuvenate the Games, but its reception? Well, that's still up in the air. And if you look at the data from a recent study, you can see the challenge ahead. Only about 27% of surveyed fans said they were really interested in watching. So it's got a bit of an uphill climb, no pun intended. But, and this is a big but, the Olympic spotlight effect is a real thing. Even with that low initial interest, look at this. Over half the people surveyed believe the sport's popularity is going to increase significantly once it hits the big stage. So we'll see. So this is absolutely crucial. Milano Cortina is deliberately trying to be a different kind of Olympics, a more sustainable one. And that might be its most important legacy.
Yeah, the organizers are aiming for a massive shift away from the super expensive, over-budget, and sometimes environmentally damaging games of the past, like what we saw in Sochi. This is all about financial responsibility and environmental consciousness.
19. That's the key number here.
The whole strategy is built around using 19 existing venues. This minimizes new construction, which in turn slashes costs and the environmental impact. It's a huge deal.
And that commitment, it goes way beyond just the buildings. We're talking about the most gender-balanced Winter Games ever, with 47% female athletes. They're also the first games to measure their water footprint across the entire event. And there's a real focus on legacy. The Milan Olympic Village, for example, is going to be converted into student housing. That's a real, lasting benefit.
Okay, let's get you ready to watch from home. Here's the key info you're going to need.
So mark your calendars. The official opening is February 6th. But, and you'll want to remember this, the competitions actually kick off 2 days earlier, with curling and luge. The first medals are up for grabs on the 7th, and it all wraps up with the closing ceremony in the beautiful city of Verona on February 22nd.
And that really is the big question, isn't it? Is this unique blend of legacy, sustainability, and shared hosting the blueprint that can save the future of the Olympic Games? That's the provocative question Milano Cortina 2026 is asking the world. It's a vision of what the future of the Games could be, and we'll all be watching to see how it plays out.